I can walk up the stairs normal. A little bit of pressure on the knee, I can feel that, and then coming down, I can come down, but I need to go at an angle. Otherwise there's too much pressure on the knee, but still more improvement. Happy Tuesday. Oh, this lighting isn't the greatest either. It's raining outside. As you can see the wet ground. Try to get a little more light on my face. Anyways, yeah, it's raining. So it's supposed to get up to 70 degrees today, but then it's supposed to be raining. So don't know whether I'll get my walk in or not. It's a light drizzle right now, but I did just finish my exercising. Woo! I'll try to show some footage of that. Hopefully it turned out. I've got the light behind me, so the lighting isn't the greatest, but you can kind of see what I'm doing right now with the bum knee. But with that news too, the knee is feeling better today. I can actually like walk normal without a limp. So woo! Because yesterday I was feeling a little down because I'm like, I feel stagnant. I don't feel the knee is healing anymore. I don't know, but then today I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good. I came downstairs and I actually did the one step after the other, because yesterday too I was just doing, the 1 foot up and the other 1 foot up, and just so again I could kind of rest the knee. And today I'm like, all right, let me see how this feels. And I was going down one, I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. Again, still sideways, instead of going straight down, I was kind of still going sideways down and hanging onto the rails, but it felt okay. So yay. And then walking around and doing the exercises, I could do a little bit more than I expected I was going to be able to. So that was good. Then I did the chair part, and then I did a 15-minute weight one, because I'm like, all right, I want some weight bearing, and I can do arm weights and all that. Well, of course, then the routine had some squats in there and all that stuff, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll basically do a one-legged squat. I'll just do it on my right foot, left foot kind of just be there for, support. But I was able to do that better than I thought too, and I could actually even go down. I could put some pressure on the left leg, and I could go down part way and everything, and I was like, woo, no pain. Yay, getting back to it. So that's about it. We'll see if I make a recipe today or not. I've got, like I said, some things that we planned on eating for the week, and I thought, hey, I don't think I've made a video on a couple of these things, so I will have to check it out. One of them again is like it was like a salmon carrot sandwich or whatever, but we decided we'd do chicken. But I have to shred some carrots, and I have that. And then, of course, we only bought 4 rolls this week, and we ate those already. Didn't realize Cassie was going to like those, so happy about that. And we had turkey, and she doesn't usually like turkey. She likes ham. So, happy that she was eating that. So that's good. But it's kind of like, we should go to the store and get some more of that stuff then. But I do have some English muffins that we can eat the like the chicken salad-y dish on that, or I could eat it without the bread too. So we shall see. Anyways, I gotta get out of the rain. Oh yeah, and another thing, Wayne messaged me yesterday that he got an email from the dentist saying that we owe them that refund, basically that refund that they sent us. Yeah, now we owe them that amount of money. It's like, oh my lord, really? Always something. It's like, so now I have to call them back, because I don't think my teeth cleaning isn't until next month. So either I wait for that, or I call them and I say, hey, that was the amount you owed us back, and so do whatever you need to in the books to say that we're at 0. I had 2 dental statements in the mail that came a couple weeks ago, and I did check. One of them was for Cassie, so that one was all good. And then I think there's one for me. So again, I've got to check the numbers on there and compare them to the paperwork that I have and go from there again. But I was so hoping that we were just done with that part of the saga. So, oi. A good thing I decided that I wanted to check the forecast first to see when it was going to be warmer and maybe if there'd be a break in the rain that I could go walk, because it just started kind of raining harder now. I would have been out there walking. And it's like, usually I don't take an umbrella, so I would have gotten soaking wet. Oh, but nope, decided I'm making breakfast. I'm gonna eat, so get to that now. Tuesday night, on the way to Mom's. I'm looking, the sky is kind of pretty, but then again, we have really dark clouds, and I saw lightning, heard thunder. Doesn't look as dark on the phone. Oh my god, you know, kind of blue skies over there. It's fading away, got a little bit of pretty pink. Some pretty pink. But we shall see if it's going to be raining on me on my way home. Happy Wednesday! Out and about, running errands. Just got my hair cut. Woo! I'll put a before picture in. It was longer. I got a good 2 inches or so cut off. I think it was down to here. So it's nice. Feels good. Always feels good when I get my hair cut though. It's like nice and refreshing. Anyways, out and about. Finally running some errands. It's been a while. Been thinking about it. It's like finally getting out and doing it. It's like with my haircut. I've already gotten like 2 postcards from them saying, hey, you're due for your haircut. Overdue. I'm like, yeah, I'm way overdue. But there we go. Did that. I've got a couple other stops to make. I'm glad I'm feeling better. When I was first leaving the house, it was like all of a sudden I was getting a stomachache. And I'm like, oh, why? You know, what's going on? Why a stomachache? Especially because something I ate last night didn't agree with me, that I woke up twice in the middle of the night, had to go to the bathroom and empty my bag, and it was all like watery. So because of that, I think before the second one, I ended up having a dream that like I was in school and I was like going to my seat or something. I had a backpack slung over one shoulder, but then in my one hand, I'm like, I had my ostomy bag full, but it was in my hand, and I'm like, oh. Like, why am I carrying this? Why isn't it not on me? I'm like it fell off or something. I'm like, I need to go put an ostomy bag on. And so I saw the teacher and I like forgot her name. I recognized her face. And I said, I'll be right back. And so I left the room and then I thought like to my car or something. I was looking for my bag with my extra supplies and I didn't see it. And I thought, oh my gosh. So in the meantime, I have like my hand covering over my stoma. And I'm going back to the classroom and I feel my stomach gurgle. And I'm like, oh, please no, please no, please no. And all of a sudden I felt this bloop. And it shot out like, you know, feces all over. And so I could tell, like the front of my shirt is still behind my hand. I could tell, but it also like wrapped around my side to the back. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this won't do it. I'm like, I probably would have, I don't know. Well, I have one bag where I have extra clothes in, and I have one I just have supplies. So I was thinking, I'm like, I don't even think I have extra clothes. I'm like, I can't stay here. So I went back to the classroom and a couple of the kids were like, don't sit by me. And I looked at the teacher again. I'm like, I have to go home. And I left and I woke up and then I thought, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. You know, it's like, oh, I could tell like my, you know, bag was kind of full. I'm like, yeah, I better go empty that so that it doesn't like fall off me or whatever. And oh, so I don't know. So because of that, I'm like, I should be pretty cleared out. Because again, that was all watery. That was all whatever, you know, something like, why am I having a stomachache? There shouldn't be anything even in there to cause any blockage, to have any. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Because of course, yeah, the day I decide I'm going to, you know, be out and about running errands, not a day that I'm just going to be sitting at home. So got the haircut that I checked it online before I left the house. And so that was good. I was able to, I did that. Because I thought too, I'm like, okay, am I getting the haircut and going home or what? But I feel better now. Just before getting here, it was like, I started feeling better. I'm like, oh, okay, good. So I have that. I wanted to go to Meijer and see if they have some pita bread. When I was online looking for it, it said that Meijer had some. So I thought, all right, I can check there again because we've checked a couple of different places and we haven't found them. See if anybody still sells that or not. And then the lettuce we had went bad, so I wanted to see if I could get some lettuce. And then I want to go to the post office to mail a card to Mandy. So do kind of like my practice card, make sure that the address we have is correct and that it will get to her before I go and mail her like a birthday box. So we'll do that, and then I wanted to stop at Goodwill and drop off. I think I've got 2 bags of stuff, and then go to the library and drop off some stuff. So, lots to do. It's getting later. It's getting trafficy out here. I didn't get out early enough, but that's okay. It's sunny out. It's nice. It's like 56 degrees. I didn't wear a coat. I brought a coat just in case I'd be too cold, but otherwise I'm just wearing a long sleeve sweater. I've got my hairband on. I had my hair in a ponytail when I came. But yeah, it's windy. It is windy, but a little bit cloudy. But it's sunny, so that's good. So we shall see. Oh, the car starts rocking. Yeah, probably get home and get a walk in. Yesterday too, I took my walk late. I thought about it. I was like, Wayne, said, hey, I'm leaving work, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll go get my walk in, because he gets a walk in from his car to work and back. And it wasn't that warm. I thought it was going to be windy. It's probably going to be a little cooler out, and so I don't need to make him walk extra. Even though it'll be fine, but I'm like, once it gets, once warmer out, then he doesn't mind walking so much with me and get that extra time in. But for me, like, I'll get my walk in, and then it was nice out yesterday when I was walking. It was good. I'm like, oh, this isn't as cold as I expected it to be. I could have waited for him, but it was good, but it was windy. So that's the thing too in the afternoons. Gets a little bit windier. But anyways, time for the next stop. It's a good thing I wrote myself a list. So many stops to make. Went to Meijer. That was successful. Found what I needed. And then I was driving, and then I thought, oh, I should have bought another red pepper, because we used a red pepper with our sandwiches. There's a little bit left, but I'm going to make a boboli pizza this week, and we'd like to put red pepper on there. So Wayne had said, oh, here's the extra red pepper that can go on the pizza. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But now I bought some more rolls, because we still have some turkey sandwich meat left. But what we ate the other day was the turkey sandwich meat with red pepper, and that was really good. So we'll see what we do. But anyways, then I stopped at Goodwill, and I had the 1 bag of stuff, and then I remembered I had a vase in the car for some flowers that we'd gotten from a florist. And I tried going to the florist the one day. I was batting 0 on my errands that day, and the door was locked, so I couldn't recycle it there. And so I thought, you know what? I'm at Goodwill. Let's get that out of the car too. So I had the bag and the vase, and then I'm like, okay, I can go home now. And I glanced at my list, and I said, post office. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. That was one of the main reasons of coming out. And like, I need to go mail a letter, and while I'm mailing the letter, I'll go do all this other stuff. So, there, letters mailed, and tummy's still acting a little weird though. Library. Library's the last one left, but that's kind of like past home the other way. So, we will go do that, and then get home and take our walk. Happy Friday! Beautiful day out here today. 73 degrees. It's like 11:30 in the morning. It's very nice. When I woke up this morning, it was a little cloudy. So I thought, oh, all right, it's going to be a little cooler today. How's it going to go? But then the sun came out. So I'm like, all right, got the exercising done. Figured I got to get out here for my walk. Yesterday, again, I waited. Didn't get to it until the end of the day. So after Wayne got home from work, and he's like, did you walk yet? I'm like, nope. He's like, are you ready? I'm like, yep. So it was very nice to walk with him. But I figured, yep, I gotta get out here today. Need a shower. I needed a shower yesterday, and I didn't get to it. Busy doing other things. Spent about 4 hours over at Mom's, helping out doing stuff. So then the rest of the day it was like, oh, let's relax a little bit, and thought I'd get in the shower. I ended up finishing my February book. I got that done, and then I wanted to write a review on the Just Friends book that I bought. That was by the YouTuber Haley Pham. And I mentioned that I was reading that book, and I finished it a while ago, and I kept thinking, well, I want to write a review before I donate it to the library or whatever. And so that just kept getting pushed off, and so finally yesterday I'm like, okay, I got that done. So that was nice. So now I have that off to the side. I have to get it in the car to go to with the library pile that I'm going to get to at some point. But I did that, and then now I grabbed one of Cassie's latest books, because that looks like an easy, fast read. I think she read it in like a day, just over a day. So I thought, okay, same, I'm gonna get that one read, and then I can get that in the pile to go also. So that would be good. Other than that, yeah, not much going on. This morning, before working out, I watched a video. I mentioned that I've been watching the Can Ramblers YouTube channel. A story about with Steve and Nancy. Nancy has the brain tumor, the glioblastoma, and how she's on hospice care, and Steve's taking care of her. And so their latest journey was that it seemed Nancy was at the end, and he took her into a hospice house. He had that option, and so they did that, figuring it was the end days, called one of his sons home from out of state, and they kind of all said their goodbyes, and they switched up her care a little bit there, switched up some meds and whatnot and stuff, and then she kind of rallied, and they thought, okay, and also, could this be the rally before the end? And she continued to do well, so they said, well, now she's can't stay here any longer. We're only short-term care, so she needs to like go back home, or whatever other options. And so they did. They moved her home on Tuesday, and then he was going to put up a video yesterday. We got up today, so he wanted to give it a couple days, and he'd give us an update again on how it's going. And so lots of comments asking different things about hospice care and how that works in palliative care and different things. And as I said too, it's kind of like, yeah, you don't know about the journey and what it's about and how it goes and what options of care you have until you're going through it. Kind of said even the whole cancer journey, you don't know what kind of treatment options you're going to take or whatever until you're going through it. As in, when I was thinking before I was even diagnosed about what symptoms I was having and trying to cure myself, trying to heal myself, thinking again, maybe with time, depending on what it was, if it was a virus, if it was, whatever. And I got that book, Chris Beat Cancer, and how he did have an operation. He did have the operation, had the cancer removed, but then they wanted chemo, I'm assuming kind of like the cleanup chemo. I haven't watched maybe enough of a story. I don't believe it said in the book as far as whether they still found cancerous cells in there, or again, if it was a matter of now, again, having been through the journey, knowing that there just could be cells in there floating around that they didn't get or whatnot. And so he did not want to do chemo. It's not the word for it, it's not that he denied it, but he decided to go ahead and just do it the naturopathic way, and just did diet, and came up with, did research on the different foods and what things would help and keep your cells healthy and all that kind of stuff. And obviously that's what's in the book and all that. So part of why I even started that, to see again, okay, maybe this would help me. So was doing the juicing, doing, more salad eating, getting back to that, because I do like to eat salads, but, and things like that. And again, obviously eating more healthily and cutting out the processed foods and things like that. So, which is good just for general health anyways. And then talking about the exercising, talking about getting out in the sunshine, talking about rebounding, getting the lymph fluids moving and all that kind of thing. So different things like that, which I figured too that, okay, I would try. And if anything, maybe that did help my body stay in where it was at. Maybe the cancer didn't get worse because of the things that I also was doing. So again, when I was actually then diagnosed, it was like, okay, well, do I deny treatment and just go the naturopathic way and just like go all in and make sure I'm doing everything, wholeheartedly? Or do I accept the tried and true that there are studies done and there are numbers of, 80% of people can be cured? So yeah, I went with tried and true, and it worked for me, thank goodness. Even though the tumor didn't shrink, that they were still able to operate and get clean margins, and so that I am still in remission, yay. But then also knowing that you always want, again, once you have cancer, it's always a matter of, will it ever come back? Will it be a different type? They're two different people have different things going on with the body. You can always still have multiple things. You can't, people that either have, Crohn's and get cancer, you have diabetes and you get cancer, you have, other things that you have to, situations that you have to deal with and help yourself with. So, is the truck going to go in here or not? Maybe. I know they're supposed to be doing yippers. They're going to be doing lawn treatments today. So, lawn care. Lawn care is here. Anyways, it's windy out. Hopefully you're able to hear me. So, in watching, like I said, with Steve and Nancy's journey and how they thought she was near the end and then she rallied, and there too, it's like, well, okay, and then knowing that then she goes home. And there too, he was kind of like, well, doesn't she get to stay? Isn't this, is this how this works? And again, these are things you learn. And then when he did go through his paperwork, he saw that in his paperwork, it actually did say like they can stay for 5 days or something. Which is also interesting because, again, with mom being on hospice and different things we're learning, and again, she's still doing really, really well. So it's kind of like, should she even be on hospice? Maybe not. Maybe she's good enough to be off of it. I don't know. I think there too, they just figure that they'll keep her on because she's old, because of things that are going on, I guess. But who knows? Like I said, they did the re-eval and she's okay, but she's still doing really well. So again, there could be a point in time where they say no, or if she's feeling that she doesn't want to be on it anymore. Everything is going fine otherwise, but like now the other day, she actually ordered herself a strap. I've kind of seen them on the PT channels and whatever and all that, but I know she'd seen a couple of videos. I forgot what she was watching, she told me, but anyways, she ordered a strap, and it's one that's like, it's a straight, what do you call it now? Like kind of like seatbelt material type of a strap, and it has a couple loops in there, so you can grab with your hand on one, so you can loop it around your foot. It's like a 3-foot long type strap. It's stiff. It's got like a wire in there, whatever, and she can wrap it around her foot, and then she can help lift her foot into bed. And she's been getting stronger, and she's able to lift her legs up a little higher, and so she thought, well, let me try this. And so she got the strap, and then the other day she tried it, and I stood by and watched, and she did it. It took her a couple tries, but she was able to get the one leg in, and then she got it around the second leg, and then she got that leg into bed, and she was able to do it. So it was like, woo, gold medal, you did it. So that was, it was kind of neat. And there again, maybe she's getting a little stronger. So yeah, things are still going well that way. She's still able to make meals herself and things like that, and which is good. Again, usually whenever I'm making a main meal, I'll bring a meal over to her. She's finally, I think, used up all the soups that we've had in the freezer. So that's taken a while. It's been a while since I've made a batch of soup for her or whatever that we could freeze. But yeah, so, with that one too, it's kind of like, all right, well, there, she's doing better. We're still working on adjusting her blood pressure medicines. Like I said, when we, mentioned in the beginning that her blood pressure was a little bit low, I thought the doctor would take away one medicine, not take away 3 of the 4. And so because of that, we've been trying to adjust and whatever. They added one back in, and then it did okay, but her blood pressure still is just a tad high. So now with the latest visit, we decided that we're going to adjust one of the meds and kind of take it at a different time. Bump one of them a little later. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully that'll be okay. But again, yeah, she's doing really well. So I know that when we had signed up and all that stuff too, like they had mentioned a hospice house that they have that we would have access to if we needed. So again, also learning from Steve's channel about kind of a little bit more is with the hospice house, what they did, kind of what I figured. I mean, again, it's kind of like a hospital setting, and again, it's still just making you comfortable and all that. They're not treating you to make you better. They're just keeping you comfortable where you're at. So obviously you still get the meds that you were on, like blood pressure medicines and, well, like mom's on a water pill, like those type of things. So like for with Nancy, like she's on like a thyroid med, and she's on like an anti-seizure med. And so things like that stay the same. But you can also, like we have the option of also using it for respite care. So if by chance, I needed a break or, whatever I wanted to do maybe a little something, or something needed a couple days, that mom could go there up to 5 days. And so we did ask the nurse about that this last time. And she said, yep, that's an option that you can. You have to talk to the social worker about it. And it would be good that you have to schedule ahead of time if you're going to do that option. So that was also interesting to know that we would have to sign up ahead of time. It makes sense. Because again, they only have so many beds. And and to figure out a time and how it's going to work. And as I said too, I'm like, well, the other thing with that is that it would be an ambulance taking her. And so I know of right now, that's the information that I know. An ambulance would take her in, and there's no charge for that. And the ambulance would bring her back. And she's kind of like, oh, she had an ambulance ride way long ago, years ago. And she was like, it was so bumpy. They have no springs in that thing. I mean, it's just not fun. So she's like, I wonder if you could take me in. I'm like, I don't know. I said, in order for me to do that too, you actually will have to step out of the house. And you don't make it all that way walking to the car and stuff. And I don't know as though they have wheelchairs there, that once we would get there, that she would have to be put in a wheelchair then to get to the room. So, questions? Because she's like, oh, I'm sure there are other people that are, they could be on hospice, but they still could be walking. They still could be, kind of okay. That same, again, give your family member a break, go in there for a couple days. And I was like, well, maybe, we shall see. And I don't know as far as what other type of care they give us. Maybe they have a shower. I'm like, I wonder if you'd be able to take a shower there. And she's like, that would be so wonderful. I'm like, I don't know, as opposed to just giving bed baths. I don't know. So we have questions. So again, still learning, still watching other channels and, learning things and all that. But Steve mentioned that he's been watching some hospice nurse Julie videos and learning from that. Like I said, I've still been watching her videos and still learning. And it's a whole new subject matter to learn about. So that's about what's going on in my days, is learning about, that type of stuff. I forgot what's going on with me. Oh, I have blood work on Monday. Yes, I'm trying to forget about that. I guess I'm doing a pretty good job. But blood work on Monday, that should go okay. I have a dermatology appointment, I think in August. And so we'll see how that goes. I found a little lump in my arm that I mentioned to my daughter and husband at one point. I'm like, I noticed that a couple months ago when I was scratching my arm, whatever, I had a little itch and I was scratching and I'm like, oh, because there was a little something under there. And then, I forgot about it. And then last week, again, I was rubbing my arm for something. And then I noticed that there was a little lump kind of next to my vein or what is stuff. And I'm like, oh. And same place, some small little, I don't know, pea-sized lump type of, and Wayne and Cassie, but yeah, that's just like a little cyst. And I'm like, probably, that's what it feels like, but I'm like, again, really? Again, I just want to, not have anything more. So whether I bring that up to the dermatologist, whether if I need an appointment before that with my regular doctor, just bring that up, I don't know. I also have that cyst that was on my chest that I've mentioned before, kind of next to my breast, and that's gotten just a tad bigger, and that's kind of starting to itch and hurt just a little bit. And I know the dermatologist said, yeah, whatever point I'm ready, she'll remove that. So same, I will see if we can get that done this year at this appointment. And again, unless I need it done earlier, but I'm thinking that that'll be happening. So again, things on the checklist, things that, health-wise, again, that are in my mind of watching and trying to take care of myself. So, and in that, again, I'm going to continue my walk. Get my vitamin D here in the sunshine. It's beautiful. I love it. Seeing all the birds out. The trees are starting to lose their flowering. And so, again, they're not really smelling. There's a couple of them. They're not really fragrant. So again, it was like, yep, I appreciated that while they were here. I thanked them for offering up their nice fragrance for me to smell. Besides being pretty, but gotta appreciate that all while it's here. On another note, the knee is feeling pretty good. There we go. Decided to walk to the corner and back. Get some extra steps in. Because I've been not moving a whole heck of a lot. Yesterday I didn't get to exercising at all. But today I did. So I pulled up another chair exercise video. I did 3/4 of it standing. And then I did a portion of it sitting. So I was able to do a bunch, even with the knee. So I am able to walk fairly well. Knee is still swollen. I still can't bend it back that much past 90 degrees. At least at the 90-degree mark, it isn't really painful. It's a little bit achy, but otherwise it's doing okay, which is good. But being able to do a little bit of exercising is nice. So again, yeah, keeping myself moving and going, and yes, grateful about that. That again, body is miraculous. It keeps healing. It's very nice to be able to walk all the way to the corner, see the lake. I keep my eye open. I know the birds, big bird migration stuff already happened like weeks ago, but I've seen other people that post from some of the parks, gone a little further south from here, and one of my friends have posted that they've seen herons. So I'm just waiting for them to come to our area because I enjoy them so much. But otherwise, we have the geese. They had babies a while ago. Got some right here in the water. They don't have any babies with them right now, so I don't know if these guys are already all grown up or if the ones with babies are somewhere else. But it could be. They were little a couple weeks ago. I don't remember how fast they grow. But that, still have a couple ducks. And all the regular birds. Nice to enjoy. Knee update. 3.5 weeks since falling. The scab finally fell off of my knee here in the shower. Then of course I went and cut my knee while I was shaving. But the knee is still swollen. It's still much bigger. Look at it from when I'm standing, when I'm straight on. It's like, yeah, there's still a difference. I can't, even when I'm standing, I can go fairly straight legged, but this leg seems to be just still a little bit more bent than the other. Ankle's still a tad swollen. Foot doesn't seem so bad. I can see my tendon. But I could tell in the shower that it's more puffy all around in here. So, getting there. Slowly but surely. Happy Saturday. We just finished grocery shopping. I figured I was supposed to make these pita bread salads for lunch last week, and I didn't. So today I'm like, hey, always when we come home from grocery shopping, we're hungry. And so I thought, well, let me make this, because I actually did buy a bag of salad mix, and that seems to go faster than if you just buy like regular head of lettuce and stuff like that. But I know I was so excited. I found the pita bread in the store this last week. And so I was like, yay, because usually pita bread is like pita pockets. And so I'm like, okay, that's what like this lunch calls for, which again, we've had before. And I've had the pita bread before, and I've had it, and you cut the bread in half, and then you have like 2 half moons type things, and then it opens up. Like you squeeze the sides or whatever, and you get, just go along the ridge of the top type of thing, and it opens up and it's a pocket. And then you fill it. And like these were thin, so I cut them, and I'm going, I don't know, these are kind of thin, and I'm trying to get my finger in there and try to separate them, and then the bread's ripping, and I'm like, yeah, nope. So we've decided that we're just going to eat them like a sandwich. Like the bread's just going to be the bottom, and then I've got the chicken salad mixture up on top. I'm like, that's just the way this is going to have to be. So when we eat the rest of the pita, we'll do the same thing. So now we know, again for future, that the bread's just not like it used to be. But another thing, coming full circle, funny that when I was a kid, I used to like shopping in the boys department. Because in the boys department, it told you your waist and length. And I knew my waist and length. Whereas when you go in the girls department, their sizes, depending on who's making it, like the sizes are all over the place. They still are. So a size 12 in one like Levi's would be a different size 12 in like the Arizona jeans or whatever. They just fit differently. So it's kind of like, boys. And then, of course, you had a baby. I had a baby, and then it was like, well, then the tummy is just different, and then the jeans don't fit as well. Then the women's jeans kind of fit better. But now that I have the stoma and trying to find, pants and whatnot that will fit me is just kind of like, I'm not finding the high enough waisted ones or whatnot. So when Wayne and I went shopping a couple of weeks ago, we stopped at Kohl's. We had Kohl's cash to use or that, and then we bought the coffee maker. I know we were looking at a couple different items. So we ended up getting him a new Keurig because the old one broke. And I said, you use it every day, so let's do that. And we did. And then I was looking at guy shorts, and I was like, ooh, maybe I could try on some guy shorts. Maybe those would fit me. Maybe they'd be higher waisted and all that. And I tried on a few, and it was like, they're still a little too tight. So yeah, whatever, let's go, because we're done. Today, as we're going through, again, passing by the guys department, going up to the register, that I found some elastic waist shorts. And I was like, oh. I'm like, well, these are kind of cute. They kind of have like a little bit of, striping in there and stuff, little design. They're not just plain. They're the elastic waist. And so I tried them on and they fit. It's like they do go over my bag and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, ooh. I'm like, all right, I'll buy one pair. And again, I'll try them and see if they really do work for me, or if, again, it's just going to still be a little too tight over the bag or whatever. But they seem to like that they'll go over the bag and they'll work. So happy about that. Yay. But I got to keep the tag on these then after I detag them, so that, again, if they do work for me, that I can look again at the store or look online and see if they have different colors. They did not have a black pair in the store. They had, I forget, like a gray color, but they didn't have a large. So again, it's kind of like, all right, maybe this will work. Because again, summer's coming and I pretty much only have capris. I have one pair of like an exercisey, was it nylon type of a short, and it's a shorter short and all that, but otherwise I just have capris, and even some of those, they kind of fit, they fit good enough. But so I'm excited about that. Yay.